We're here at the NA Promotion Tournament. I'm joined by Phoenix1 Jungler Mike Yeung following a defeat of GCU that was maybe a little tougher than we expected to see for you guys. Was this what you expected? Did you expect GCU to put up this much of a fight against you guys?
Well, normally in practice and scrims, we usually go even with them, so it's kind of like expected for this type of best of 5 series to go to the 5th game. But when we went into the game after the first 2, we felt really confident after the 2-0. We expected to win the 3rd game, but we made some mistakes mechanically, and that rolled over to a 5-game series.
Is there a different, either whether it's in the vibe or just in the preparation, do you notice anything different from the LCS games that you've played in this split compared to this promotion tournament? Do teams play differently due to the stakes? Have you noticed any changes compared to the regular LCS season compared to this tournament?
Well, specifically GCU, they like to play a really slow type of game, and we kind of got absorbed into that, where they always would drag games out to the 40-minute, 50-minute mark, and it just made the series so much longer.
So when you're playing against a team who likes to take it to the late game, like you said, drag the game out, the intuitive response is to try to press, right, and try to get things done as soon as possible. Do you think that it's best to try to beat those teams early and not let them take it to the late game, or is it better to play more of a measured out approach and kind of just take the small advantages where you have them and not overextend?
So we played a mixture of both. We played some games where we wanted to try and press our advantage early, and then other games where we wanted to try and out-pressure them through our experience and just macro in the late game and just pure mechanics and team fights. And so it's just pretty much that we have a lot more experience in them, and that's how we were able to clutch finish with a 5th game, like last play.
You said that you kind of did a mixture of both. So sometimes you try to out-pressure them, kind of beat them to the punch. Sometimes you're just going to like let them take it late and beat them with experience. Do you decide that? Like, is that just depending on how the game is going at the time, or is it based upon the preparation? Like, depending on the team comp, like, okay, we have a better early game comp here, let's just stomp these guys? Or is there more nuance that goes into it than that?
Mainly, everything that determines that is just the draft and how the coaches want to play the game, or the players themselves.
This was the first time in your career playing against GCU jungler Santorin, who has a ton of experience on the LCS stage as well. What was it like playing against him for the first time?
Well, I feel like coming into this type of promotion tournament and how the meta shifted, like it kind of fits Santorin's style, where he likes to play the tank junglers and go to the late game team fighting. But I didn't want to get soaked into that style, and so I out-pressured him in the early game and just off of like better routes and just tracking him overall.
In this meta where the jungle is more tank-centric, what can like a carry-style jungler like yourself, you burst onto the scene with the Lee Sin, the Kha'Zix, the Nidalee that you still play, when it's mainly more of a slower sort of farm type of jungle meta where you're just kind of farming up on these tanks, what can you really do to get ahead of the other junglers? Is it just simple counter jungling, or is there like mind games that you can play to help impact your team's early game as well?
Honestly, in this meta, the jungler can't do much by themselves when it comes to like trying to counter jungle or trying to get a lead experience-wise, because of like catch-up EXP and tanks not necessarily needing an early game lead. They could just scale into the late game. So for carry junglers, it's really difficult right now. And the main thing that you want to do, even when you're playing a carry jungler or a tank jungler, is you have to play around your team so much more. So macro sense has to be like perfect or like nearly better than the enemy team if you want to play that type of style. So it's just like a collaboration with your support mid laner, every single lane, and it impacts the jungle role completely depending on how each lane pressures.
MikeYeung, thank you very much for the interview. For everything else NALCS, promotion tournament or otherwise, you can hit the subscribe button below, and for everything else League of Legends Esports, you can head to caliber.gg.